Jesse, you had a great day?
Awesome day. Awesome.
Fabulous. Fabulous. So it's just loading over there. I'm going to go over here and make sure it's showing up, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Yep, so we're over there live. Marsha, will you do me a favor? Will you make sure you can hear me over there? I blocked myself out of my Facebook by accident because I changed my passcode.
I said, sure thing. Checking out.
Thank you. So sweet. I know you didn't sign up to be my scribe tonight, but I totally appreciate it.
No worries. It's an honor.
Fabulous. Thank you. So as soon as Marsha confirms she can hear us on Facebook, we'll go ahead and get started.
Okay, that's cool.
Loud and clear. We're good to go.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. Okay, so you guys, so I'm Garlinda Price. I'm here on tonight with the one and only Jesse Sanders. And I want to thank all of y'all again for being here. Also, thank you for our 10-minute delay. And Jesse, we're on here with like some incredible women, friends of mine. One I've not met in person, which is Melissa Torres, but Melissa and I have met on YouTube. So she had reached out to me, was interested in insurance. Marsha and I have known each other. I just want to give you a rundown of who we're talking to. Marsha and I have known each other for years. She's currently in the insurance class. Pastor Amy Timmons had worked with Amy. Let me not get it wrong. Who did you used to write with already? Was it Erie?
Correct.
And then, okay, so she was with Erie. And then another good friend of mine, Tasha Dazelle, is on here. She also has been licensed previously. So I believe this is Serenity that's showing up as a number, but I'm not sure. Rennie, you can let me know if that's you in the chat because I see a phone number. So tons of different backgrounds that we're talking to on tonight. And so you guys, I'm Pastor Garlinda Price, but I'm also the broker and owner of Fusion Insurance Group. And I want to just share with you why we decided to have the opportunity Zoom. This is going into my third year as a life insurance broker. And really what got me started was I had told a friend of mine, I've owned a real estate company for 15 years. I told a friend of mine, and she said, I'm in the class to take insurance. I said, girl, I would never get my insurance license again, like ever. I was adamant about it, just real indignant, right? A week later, the Lord told me to take the class. He said, real estate is going to be changing, and I don't want you to get caught in the change. And so that's how I ended up getting my insurance license. And I want to share with you that you're talking to two award-winning brokers. Now, Jesse got the money, right? I made some money, but Jesse has the money, right? And so you're talking to two people that have had success. I've been Rookie of the Year. I've made at least 5 figures in the insurance industry in the short time that I've been here. I had a team of about 60 plus agents when I decided that, you know what, I need to find a home that's for me as it relates to insurance. I did not try to take any of those people with me when I left. I said, Lord, where do you want me to go where I can find home, where I can find the place that you've called me to? Let me admit one more person. And so I had found myself for my second year this is my 4th year, my second year in insurance, trying to find my way and figure out who was I going to be, where was I going to hang my hat, what was I looking for. And so as this time coming into looking for a final expense company to be with, and Jesse can tell you why he chose final expense, I knew what questions to ask now. This time I said, okay, Lord, if I'm going to go all in, I'm going to build a team, I'm going to be successful, and I'm going to partner with success, who is my leader going to be? Because that matters, right? You can sell anything if you're a great salesperson. You can sell any product because that's skill, but you can't teach integrity. You can't teach moral values. You can't teach great leadership, right? So I interviewed 3 companies, and I found Jesse on Facebook. Like literally, I said, Lord, listen, I'm going to interview and I'm going to ask these tough questions. And I messaged Jesse. He was at a family reunion. I know his wife was like, sir, really? And so I messaged Jesse. We got a chance to talk, and we talked about the Lord. We talked about business. We talked about everything besides just insurance. And so I've partnered with him. I think he's phenomenal. And so just to share with you a little bit about him, and he's going to share his testimony. But Jesse is an incredible man of God, was previously a pastor, still a believer, right? And so he also has earned $1.4 million in the insurance industry between 2 companies. But he was formerly a groundskeeper. He was a successful car salesman, could have continued selling cars, but the Lord led him this way. And so everything that he's done, he's been a top producer in, he's been a top earner in, he's on his way to get his first $1 million this year with one company. I'll let him tell you all about that. But when you see the last screen, of the presentation, he probably is like, Garlinda, really? But he earned and won 2 Rolexes, one for himself, one for his wife. That's the type of husband I'm talking about. Get your wife a Rolex, right? Plus
That's right.
$10,000 in bonuses. So Jesse, I'm gonna turn the floor over to you, and I just want to thank you for being here because y'all, he's in the field working, but he chose to be with us tonight, so he stopped a little early. So Jesse, take it away. It's all yours.
Awesome, awesome. Hello, everyone. And my name is Jesse Sanders, as you just heard, Jesse Sanders Jr., better known as the Producer 8. And I'm with my business partner, Miss Garlinda Price. And we're just, this relationship just started with me and her. And it is an awesome God sent, I believe. And so I'm just so blessed to be on this call with you all tonight. And I just want to share with you briefly my testimony. And I'm telling you what, it is an awesome thing to see how God works in your life. So I want to make sure, but we all are licensed agent, right? So everybody's licensed, right? Is that right, Garlinda?
No, some people are licensed, some people are interested in getting licensed, and some people
Okay.
are in the class. So a whole mix.
Okay, awesome. Well, let me just share with you my story, how I come from being a groundskeeper at Florida State University to now a top 6-figure income earner and about to become a 7-figure income earner here shortly. It is an amazing story. And it goes back to church, and I got to share this story. And I allowed Garlinda to hear the testimony that I had, and she was blown away by it. Well, people ask me sometimes, Jesse, how in the world, you being a preacher, what got you into selling? I'm about to share with you, ladies, and whoever's on the call tonight, a true story of how I went from being a groundskeeper at Florida State University here in Tallahassee, Florida, to now a top successful 6-figure income earner. Well, it was back in 1996. I went to a church service one night, me and a couple of friends. Church by the name of Vision Church. Back in the day, it was called Christian International, but now it's called Vision Church. It's over in Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. And every Friday night, they got something called School of the Holy Spirit. Now, this is where people from all over the country come to be ministered to. So I was told about this ministry and I wanted to go. So one night, me and a couple of friends went. I'm riding in the back seat of the car. Now, at the time, I'm a groundskeeper at Florida State University. I got out of high school in 85, didn't know if I wanted to go to college, but I know I needed a job. My dad was a supervisor at Florida State, so I went and got hired as a groundskeeper. And at first, I was a happy young man in my young 20s, 21, I believe it was. And I was happy. I was happy about having a state job. But after a year or a little before a year, I began to feel like, man, I can do more than rake leaves and pull grass. And it really began to weigh on me heavily. I remember sometime when the kids used to change classes, I got so embarrassed about being seen as a groundskeeper, I would hide behind one of the buildings until all the kids went to their different classes because I felt like they were looking at me, laughing at me. Now, that was all in my mind. That really didn't happen, but that's the way I felt. And anytime you're on a job and you get this type of feeling, it's time to go. So I was invited to this church service in 96, and I went one night, me and a couple of friends. So I'm riding in the back seat of the car, and I said a prayer in my heart to the Lord. I said, Lord, I want you to speak to me tonight. Not knowing what was going to happen that night, we got to the church. They broke us up into small groups, and I had a group of about 4 ministers that they put me in, and they asked me, what's your first name? I said, Jesse. They laid hands on me. They began to pray and prophesy. And this is what the lady told me. She said, Jesse, the Lord is showing me a picture of you standing in a huge parking lot filled with cars that need to be sold. And she said, you wasn't like the other salesman, but you was one that was selling all the cars. And then she said, Lord, why do you have Jesse selling cars? And she said that God said to her, because I have put the words in his mouth, I've given him the abilities to sell. He can sell anything. Now I have to this day, back in the day when they prophesied to you, they gave it to you on cassette tape. Now, since that time, I have transferred that actual prophecy from cassette tape onto my phone. You can hear the actual prophecy, the lady telling me this. So she said, and yes, my son, the Lord has shown you his son, that you can show him to many, and you having that ability to sell, God's giving you that ability to show himself to many. Well, after 96, I left that night from the church with the prophecy, and I was excited that night. So I got back to town, and I had put the prophecy up. I had forgot all about the prophecy. So finally, I got fed up with Florida State. It was in 97. And I forgot all about the prophecy. I retired from Florida State after 10 and a half years. So I started to look for another job. Now, mind you, I had forgot all about the prophecy. I had it back home, put up in the closet. So one day, I was looking through the Tallahassee Democrat for a job, and I saw an ad for a car salesman. And then my mind went back, you remember that prophecy you got? So I called the dealership. They invited me down for an interview. I had 4 managers interview me, and after the 4th manager, they said, nope, we don't want to hire you. So I left that day feeling like, well, must have not been God. But watch this. The next following month, I saw the same ad at the same dealership. I called them back up, and this time they had a new manager there by the name of Scott Hampton. I won't forget this as long as I live. I called him up. He called me back down to the dealership, and he interviewed me and hired me on the spot. And in 98, I sold so many cars that year that they made me Rookie of the Year. And from 98 up into 2014, I was Salesman of the Month about 17 times from 98 to 2014. Salesman of the Year 2002 and 3, sold 1,000 cars, made about 600,000 before taxes. The prophecy had came to pass. But in 2014, God turned the faucet off in the car business. It got to the point where it looked like I couldn't sell not one car. I'm like, Lord, what's going on? Out of all these cars I've sold, and it's like I can't do nothing now. But God moved me to get my insurance license in 2016. I got my insurance license in 2016, November of 2016. I got hired with a company by the name of Liberty National. And from 2016 up until December of 2016, I became the top agent for Liberty National in my personal group. And then I left Liberty National and got hired with a company in 2017, January of 2017, called Lincoln Heritage. And from 2017 to 2020, I became one of the top agents in the whole nation at Lincoln. I made in the 4 years at Lincoln over 458,000. But then I had got recruited by a company that I'm gonna tell you about tonight, that is the talk of the whole nation, Senior Life Insurance Company. I had turned them down about several times, but this time in 2020 of January, God moved in my heart. Go talk with them. I went to talk with them, and I decided to take the offer. And now from February of 2020 up until now, I'm one of the top agents in the whole nation, one of the top leaders of Senior Life. And I have made, in just the 4 years, going on 5 years with Senior Life alone, I have made over $800,000. And when you combine Lincoln and Senior Life together, so far as of right now, I have made over $1.4 million. $1,400,000.
I told Jesse when we were talking, I said, give me some money. I'm just kidding. But Jesse, I love that. But I love your passion too. And I know that this is contagious, to everybody on here, because there's still more people joining. So tell me this, first of all, why Senior Life? And first question, why do you feel like the Lord led you into insurance? Like, because you came out of car sales, and I know it's a natural progression, but you still could have said, no, Lord, I'm not going to sell insurance. But why do you feel like the Lord called you into insurance?
That's a good question. Remember now, the prophecy, the lady said in the prophecy, she said, now that I could sell anything.
Mm-hmm.
So selling has always been a part of my life for 30 years now. I used to set up at the flea market and sell different items. So I've been selling before I started professionally selling in 1998. But for me to leave the car business and transition to the insurance business, it was a God ordered. My steps have been ordered as of to date, from a groundskeeper to the car business to the insurance business with Lincoln Heritage. We're starting at Liberty National, then Lincoln Heritage, and now Senior Life. Each time it has been a God ordained move. And each time from Liberty National 2016 up until Senior Life, I have elevated, made more income at the three companies. And now at Senior Life, I'm just really operating in the place that I'm supposed to be, because I'm now transitioning to become a top leader in the final expense industry. So why Senior Life? Number one, Senior Life, I like the vision that the owner of the company has, Ron Powell. He has a vision, and that is to make as many agents as he possibly can multimillionaires, millionaires. Okay, I like that vision he got. Ron is a man that he's paralyzed from the waist down. And Ron has this motto. Ron's motto is, if I can do it, you can do it. So I like the fact that we have a leader who's a visionary. I like the fact that he wants me, his vision for me is to become a wealthy man, a millionaire like himself. All right, why Senior Life? Number one, Senior Life is the leader in the final expense industry. Right now, for a long time, it has been Lincoln Heritage, but now Senior Life have overcome Lincoln, and now we are the top final expense company in the nation. Why Senior Life? Because we have here over 5 different streams of income that you can make here at Senior Life. Why Senior Life? Because we start every agent out on a 90% contract, and you can go from 90% to 150, which is the highest in the land. Why Senior Life? Because we have no territories here. You can grow and build your business in almost 40 states. At Lincoln, I was limited. I couldn't do that. Now at Senior Life, I can grow and build in almost 40 states. Why Senior Life? Well, about a month ago, I pulled out my 1099s. I did all my 1099s at Lincoln, which came to $458,000 in 4.5 years. And I pulled out my 1099s at Senior Life. And in the same time, in Senior Life, in the going on 5 years at Senior Life, I've already been paid from Senior Life over $800,000.
Wow. That's
so
crazy.
When you compare the two, I've been at both companies about the same time. So why in the world did I come to Senior Life and my income doubled? Because Senior Life, my friends, have a whole lot more to offer. A whole lot more to offer. And by them starting me out on a higher contract from the start, and by my work and my work ethic, now has gained me the success of being one of the top leaders in the whole Senior Life nation in final expense. And I look at this, I look at Garlinda. I only have a high school education, and I'm making more than most people that get out of college.
That's true.
My wife has a PhD, and I have surpassed her income. I'm telling you right now, Senior Life has a great, great opportunity. And so that's why I chose, that's just a few reasons why I chose Senior Life. And we cater to the senior market. We are here to help seniors get their final expenses in order. And it's just an awesome, awesome opportunity.
I love it. And so that leads me to the next question. So help and support. I think that's a big thing, because I never chased the high comp. My first comp was 70%, and I thought I was getting something. It didn't matter to me because I wasn't chasing comp. I was trying to find where could I get help. So I wasn't looking for my leader on the wanted board at Walmart. You know what I mean? Like you get your license and the next thing you know, you're not getting help. You're kind of out there struggling by yourself. And I think there's already a learning curve in insurance if you've never sold it in terms of the skill that it takes to build the relationship and establish rapport.
Yeah.
But what help and support do you feel like for someone that's just getting a license in school or considering insurance as a profession with Senior Life? What help and support do you think is here that has been beneficial?
Well, number one, Senior Life is big on training. We are
Mhm.
big on training, from our personal group, even to the company from a national standpoint. Every Friday at 11 a.m., the owner of the company, Ron Powell, is having a company-wide conference call. Just started that about 4 months ago, pouring into all of his agents. Each individual group at Senior Life, there's a lot of training going on for the new coming agent and for the seasoned agents. We are big on training because here at Senior Life, we spend, and I've never been a broker. I've only worked for one company, and I got to say this, I've only worked for one company the whole time I've gotten the business, you know, from Liberty National, from Lincoln to Senior Life. I've always been all plugged in. And that is one of the major keys to my success. Having everything under one roof. Here at Senior Life, we have everything under one roof. You got everything you're going to need in one company. And that is one of the major keys that have helped me be successful thus far, because I don't have to, when I go into a home, I don't have to call my upline and say, which company do I put this person with? Senior Life brings everything to the table. And now the owner of the company has expanded his vision. He calls it owning the senior home. Owning the senior home. Now he's coming out with other products that seniors need. So when it comes to the senior market, they're going to think about Senior Life. We're coming out with our own pharmacy. That's being rolled out. We're now doing Medicare. Okay, that's already been rolled out. We also are coming out with cancer policies, and just a variety of other things that are coming down the pipeline. And all this is for the purpose of owning the senior home. So when it comes to the senior market, when it comes to the things that they need, they're going to think about one company and one company only, Senior Life. So that is one of the great things about Senior Life, is that Senior Life, we have everything under one roof. All you need to where you can come out here and be successful. So look, listen, I would rather become a specialist in one thing than trying to be a jack of in all things, a jack of trade. You know, you've heard that saying before. I heard a billionaire say, the way you reach wealth and become wealthy is to find one thing and become good at it. Find one thing and become good at it. One thing where you can devote all of your focus. One thing where you can give all of your energy to. And now, ladies and gentlemen, that one thing is Senior Life Insurance Company out of Thomasville, Georgia. So it is an awesome opportunity that we bring to the table that has helped me thus far. And again, I'm going on 5 years here. We have a club called the Millionaires Club. Now, to make this club, you have to be paid from Senior Life $1 million. After this year, yours truly is going to be the next inductee into the Millionaires Club come January, and it's going to probably be in Orlando, where we have our kickoff conference, and all of the new club members are introduced. I'm about to make the Millionaires Club within 5 years. Watch this. Now listen to this. Within 5 years, I have almost made $1 million from one company.
That's great. And how old are you?
I'm only 57 years young.
Right. We had that conversation this morning because a lot of times, I think this is just my take on it, because I'm 55. I'll be 56 in September. A lot of times we can think it's too late. we can think we've missed our opportunity. I'm not saying everyone thinks this way, but I've heard people say, well, man, I should have done it when I was younger. I should have had success when I was working, or I should have stayed where I was. And we tend to look back and live in the past, but literally you've only been doing this 5 years. And so if you're getting ready to make $1 million in 5 years, if we broke it down, that means that you've made a little over or a little under, I can't do the math, $250,000 a year since you started. Right. And
Yep,
so
that's so.
that is not a little bit of money. And so I just think sometimes we despise small beginnings. So I love that you talked about the help and support and training, because I think that's important. And I can speak from a broker perspective. When I got my license, I felt like I was all over the place. It's a jack of all trades and a master of none. And every
Yep.
time, because every client has a different ailment. So then, and they have a different medication, and they have a different, somebody's missing a leg, somebody's missing an arm. And so it was constantly trying to figure out from a whole chart of about 10 different carriers, where can they fit? And it caused a little bit of stress and anxiety. I'm not going to lie, because I already didn't know what I was doing technically, because I was new to insurance. Now I got to figure out what I'm doing with each of the carriers, not just
Right.
one. And so I appreciate you saying that. Now, I want to talk about leads, because a lot of times, and I see this all over the internet all the time, you got to buy, and when I was building a larger team, but in the beginning as well, you got to buy leads. I got to invest in leads. I got to spend money on leads. Well, where are you going to get business from? And so what is your take on leads when people say that, or they fear having to invest? What has Senior Life put in place to where it kind of takes some of that apprehension off?
Well, let me tell you something. Leads are a blessing, guys and girls. When I first started and got my license in November 2016 with Liberty National, they had no leads. So how did I get my business? I used to go to the local grocery store, stand in front of the store and approach people until I got stopped for soliciting. The guy said, hey, look, sir, you cannot be out here approaching people like this. I'm like, oh my God. But then when I got into the final expense industry, starting with Lincoln, and I heard about leads, oh my God, it just changed my career. And that's one of the great things about Senior Life. We have leads on top of leads. Now, what are leads? Leads are people that have reached out to the home office asking for somebody to come help them get a policy in place. Leads are not cold door knocking. They are hot prospects. I can't tell you how many homes I get into because I got a lead piece in my hand. I did it today. I went to a lady house today. She was in the back of the house taking a bath, she said, and I knocked. She didn't hear me. I left a sticky note on her door, got down the road. She saw it. She called me, say, hey, I'm here. I say, you there? I'm coming right back. I turned the car around, went back and sold her a policy because I had a lead. So that's one of the great things about Senior Life. We got over 5 different lead sources. We have an app. That we created called Leads the Way. Now, here's an app that you can program it to your geographical location where you live at. And anytime anybody in that area reach out to the home office, the app would notify you, here's a lead 2 miles down the road from your house. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten leads that was only a mile from my house. I bought the lead and went right to them and sold them. And you know what they tell me? Man, I just did this. You guys are quick. That's what the customer said.
That's good.
That's one of the great things about Senior Life is that, and where a lot of companies are struggling getting leads, or they got leads that have been passed around to all the agents, our leads are exclusive for you. So I don't have to worry about me and Agent Joe having the same leads. When I order leads from my company, they are exclusive for Jesse Sanders and for my team.
I had that experience.
So
you would be calling,
did you?
And 3 or 4 people had called the same lead when I was at my first company, and it was such an issue, and that it began to look bad upon the company because there were no new lead sources, and so it was really just the same lead being funneled back through over time, and it makes us all look bad.
It
Because
does.
now,
It does.
yeah, because if we say we have leads for someone, but we really technically don't, we have a recycled lead. That's not an opportunity for Tasha. That's not an opportunity for Keisha. It's just a recycled lead. So no one, unless you're like, keep with it for a year, then maybe you'll be the last man standing. But I love the fact that they're exclusive leads. I think that's huge. And then I have another question. Are you good for time, Jesse?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Can you do this part-time, right? Because I know that a lot of times people have a full-time job or they have limited hours because of whatever life situations they have going on. Do you feel like it's something that someone can succeed in part-time and full-time if they have the mindset?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and my honesty is gonna say to you and say to who is listening to me, to really come in and have the kind of success that you want to have in this business. Because I'm gonna be real with you. When you find life insurance agents they got license, but they're having to do 2 or 3 other jobs, something ain't right. They're not doing something right. Because guys and girls, this is an industry that has cranked out so many wealthy people, so many millionaires. And if you and so many 6-figure income earners. If you come into this industry and you come into senior life and you do it the right way, you're going to make your 6 or 7 figures that you want to make. You won't have to do another job. The only job you have is building your business bigger and bigger. For those that want to build your own team, that'll be your job. Recruit, train, and mentor. Recruit, train, and mentor. But you're making 6 and 7 figures. So, yes, to answer your question, we will take some part-time people, we will, but we are looking for those that want to be plugged in all in. To be honest with you, that's one of the keys to my success. I jumped in and gave it my all. I wasn't trying to do another job. I gave it my all and took off from day one. By the grace of God, and I give all the glory to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and the work ethic that he's given to me, because I'm a bona fide hustler in a good way. I'm a bona fide hustler in a good way. And so, so to answer your question, yes, you can come in part-time, but if you really want to come in and have the success, have the kind of success that you can have in this industry and at this company, it would help you if you come in and fully commit, give it your all. Because if you give it your all and you making the income you want to make, if your desire is to make $50,000 a year, you can make $50,000. If you want to make 6 figures, you can make 6 figures. I'm doing it. I'm living proof. And all I have is a high school education, and I'm about to be a millionaire with one company, doing one thing, focus on one market, and that's the senior market, which is a huge market. The senior market is huge, and it's getting bigger by the day. Here's the problem that we have here at Senior Life. We don't have enough agents to take care of all the people. Now, that's a good thing. We don't have enough agents to take care of the demand. That's why we're on a hiring spree like out of this world, because the business, the demand for final expense is great. So we need a lot more people. So to answer your question, I know I went a long way. Yes, you can do it part-time, but if you really want to come here and have success and get your business in a position where you ain't got to work no other job, come in and commit and give it your all. Follow our proven process and watch what happens.
So it sounds like you're saying this, and I'm not putting words in your mouth, that you got to be a hustler. You got to have a work ethic. But let's say that you do have to keep your job because, you need the money, right? So, but you need to have what is my plan B becoming my plan A mindset. Is that what you're saying?
Well, what I'm saying is, with our proven process we have here, if you come in and work the process, you're going to find that the income you're going to start making will far exceed You know, when you look at it right now, I'm getting deposited into my checking account over 25,000 a month. What can you do with 25,000? What can you do with 25,000?
A lot.
A month.
Mm-hmm.
And look, it's growing. It's growing. There's no cap on what we do. So what I'm saying is, if a person come in and follow our proven process, you'll make the money you need to make. You'll not just the money you need to make and the money you want to make, but you'll make a lot of money to where you won't have to do anything else but keep building your business.
That's good. And it
That's what I'm
sounds like
saying.
you said also, that's good. Thank you for clarifying. That's really good. And so, do you have to build a team? You know, for those people that say, you know what, I just want to come in and produce, I want to earn my residuals, I want to be vested, I just want to do those things. Is there pressure at Senior Life to recruit for those that say they really don't know if they want to build a team?
No, we do give you option. If you just want to make six figures and go to the house as a personal producer, you can do that. And that ain't nothing wrong with that. But if you want to maximize your income and get to seven figures, building a team is where it's at. Building a team is where it's at. If you want to get to the point like few of our leaders who are making over 170,000 a month, they're doing that because they have built a team, a big team. Team building. Here's an old philosophy I used to hear from a college student when I was at Florida State. He said, I would rather be like J. Paul Getty. And I said, who is J. Paul Getty? He said, J. Paul Getty had the philosophy, I would rather make 1% of 100 people's efforts than all of my own. Why? Because common sense tells you you can make more with others than all by yourself. And with this opportunity that we have, and with the country, and we live in a country where people, I saw an article where people are tired of the 8-to-5 jobs. They're losing the desire to want to work 8 to 5. There are so many people that are looking for an opportunity to change their life financially. We have that here at Senior Life. So again, if you follow the proven process we got, you won't have, but if you want to just be an agent again, make six figures, that is fine. You can do that. But if you want to maximize it, get into team building.
That's good. Okay, so I'm not going to belabor the point. Last question, then I'm going to open it up for questions, and then we'll end there. So how easy is the application? Because I remember doing the application when I first got started, where I felt like I needed to take a math class, right? So, and it got easier over time. But how easy is the application here at Senior Life?
The application is so easy that we can have you most of the time approved within 30 minutes or less.
That's good.
We can have you approved most of the time within 30 minutes or less.
That's good. And we can cover who?
And cover it. I'm glad you asked that question.
I'm glad that question came
up. We can cover anybody here at Senior Life. We can cover people with HIV. That's right. We have a policy called Guarantee Issue that can cover anybody in the worstest health condition that you can imagine. And we cover from 0 to 85.
Awesome.
From a brand new baby all the way up to a person who's 85. And then we got something that no other company has, and it's called Legacy Assurance. Legacy allows the customer to lock in their casket, vault, and headstone for right around $3,600 and never ever go up. Where if you go to a funeral home, a casket itself can start off at $6,000 or more, just the casket by itself. We have this legacy, which we started almost 30 years ago. No other company in the nation has it. And so when people buy our policies, they normally keep them because of legacy.
That's good. Which that builds in value, because who's going to cancel a policy when they know they've locked in the price for their final expenses? That's good.
There you go. where their casket, vault, and headstone is taken care of, or if they want to
Mm-hmm.
be cremated, the urn is taken care of, and to know that they have a licensed team called the Wish Team that will go on the day, that will go on the behalf of them and their family to the funeral home and make sure all of their final wishes are carried out, and that the cost of the funeral is brought down by thousands.
That's good.
So all money left over go back to the loved ones and not the funeral home.
Mm-hmm. Because what do most
That's
people
what we
do?
have
They
here.
go home with the check. I got $10,000, and what do? Spend $10,500. Yes.
Yep, the funeral home. I had a customer one time. I had a customer one time that told the funeral home they had $30,000, and guess what they made the funeral come out to? 30,000.
Wow.
The funeral home jumped right on. They jumped right on it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what they're going. That's why we. But with legacy, we stop that from happening. Because legacy, the Wish Team will go and negotiate on the behalf of you and your family.
Mm-hmm.
So we got an awesome thing here at Senior Life.
I love it. Well, I'm gonna open it up for questions because, and one, thank you, Jesse, for all the great information. I mean, your whole personality is like, it's the same all the time, but it's like captivating, right? Everybody, I just want to keep listening to you talk and make up questions to ask you, right? So you can just keep talking. But this is Jesse all the time. But Jesse is also our leader, and so what I love is that we're learning from someone that's been in the industry 5 years, but has been in sales over 30 plus years. Understands what it is to be in the field because he's still in the field. It's different for someone to say, this is what you should do, and they haven't walked the shoes and aren't still walking the shoes. So I want to open the floor up to see if we have any questions. And if we don't, then we're going to tell you next steps. So just really quickly, if you want to unmute and ask Jesse a question while we have him with us, now's the time to do that. And again, just thank you everybody for being here on tonight. If you're having trouble unmuting, let me know. I'll check the chat and I'll be sure to unmute you on this side. But Jesse, while they're doing that, I just want to share with them next steps. And so if you don't have a question or you're waiting to unmute, I'm going to tell you how to reach out to us. So one, go follow Jesse and friend him here on Facebook. Y'all, that's where I found Jesse. Right. When he said, how do we meet? How do we know each other? I said Facebook. And so don't despise social media for your marketing. Don't despise, things that, putting yourself out there when you begin to partner with us in this business. That is exactly how we found each other. But how you reach Jesse. Jesse, can you tell your phone number? And I'm going to put it in the chat right quick.
Yes, I would love to. My direct cell phone number is 850 566 0624. That's 850 566 0624. One more time. 850 566 0624. And you can call me anytime.
Awesome. So I also put my phone number in the chat. And so take a screenshot of that. It's up on there now. So mine is 910-494-7798. And it's 910-494-7798. It's also on the flyer that we created. And so your next steps with us, if you say, you know what, I'm interested, I'm all in. Let's say you're not licensed. Then we do have, Jesse, do we offer the class for free? I know I have a discount code for $29, but do we have a licensing coupon?
Yeah, we do have where they can get they can start the course, and it's only going to cost $40 using our discount code.
Okay, so if you haven't taken the class yet, you can do that. We have access to that. And then Melissa was just getting ready to ask that question. Awesome. So we do have a discount code, and I recommend, and Jesse, I'm sure may have a different opinion, but probably feels the same way. The sooner you take the class and take the test, the better statistically it says that you're going to do in terms of finishing it. So if you start the class, you want to finish it within the first 14 days. Some people do it in a week, some people do it in 2 weeks, but the longer it drags out, the less likely you are to finish it, right? That's just statistics continue to go down the longer you take to take it. So if you don't have your license, that's your next step. After you get your license, you want to hop on board. Senior Life has onboarding. They have training. They have meetings like he mentioned. And so you're not going to be in business by yourself, even though you are an independent contractor. And you can sell in 40 states, and we'll walk you through that process. If you're already licensed, then reach out to us and we can walk you through the onboarding process. I literally was onboarded in an hour. It might have been 2 hours, but it was very fast because they did my background check, and the next day I had my license information. So it is a
Yep.
super quick process. Okay. So are there any other questions? I know Melissa was going to ask that. Any other questions before we go?
Yeah, I had
And just
another question.
okay.
Thank you, Mr. Jesse Sanders. That was good information. I was
Yes.
taking my notes. So basically, like I come from a background in sales as well. I was working for Allstate for like 4 years, just about. I was selling property and casualty. So that's a license I have.
Okay.
But I didn't see any growth to anything because to me, the income that I got was just the income that I got. So I was like, I need to move to do something more. So I started researching about life insurance and everything. I was like, well, if I got to this step, then I can get to the next step. So that's where I stand
Yes.
now. When I was reaching out to Garlinda, she actually helped me. And, I was just lost. I was trying to figure out, okay, there's so many companies, there's so many like, where do I start from? I kind of figured it would probably be the same, having to like study for the exam, get a course, and go and take the exam, right? And get the license. Kind of like the way I did it with the property and casualty. But the thing was that I just didn't know where to start because I was just so used to where I was at. I was more in my comfort zone. And I felt like, I have, it's just within me. I feel like, like I got to move, I got to do something else. There's growth, there's potential there. So whenever, I did some research on everything, I was like, well, I'm going to be new to the life and health because this life insurance, it's a whole different, it's still insurance, but it's different category, different, but my thing was like, if I did it with property and casualty, I'm pretty sure I'll be successful, like, in growing with life insurance. So that's where I stand now. And I just didn't know like what course to take. I was more like lost. Well, I'm still kind of, trying to figure out, okay, well, how do I start? What course should I take? Like, do I have to pay like so much money for a course? Like, I don't have so much money right now. So I kind of figured like what steps to take. But this webinar, like it really motivates me. Like it's really like helpful. Like it's
Wow.
really letting me know like, okay, hey, don't give up. You got to keep moving. And yeah, so definitely I'm very interested, when it comes to insurance. I want to continue my career. I want to continue my growth. I have children, I have a husband, like, I really want to like be successful, and right now, I'm not working with Allstate. There was like a issue that I had with the company, but I'm doing another type of job as telemarketing, which doesn't pay very much from what I used to do. But I know like within myself, life insurance will be the next step for me. So that's where I stand. And I definitely want to, all the information I can get to start a course, to start the exam, studying for the exam, I'm ready for it.
Wow. Well, awesome. I tell you what, we will send you a flyer of the
Yeah.
company we use, and you follow the instructions and you'll get signed up for the course. Again, using our discount code, it's only going to be a $40 investment for you. If you
Okay.
didn't have the code, it would be almost 200. But it's a course, and the course you want to sign up for is life and health. Life and health. That's the 215, I believe it is. The 215, what you want to sign up for. And
Okay.
I'm telling you what, we will send you the flyer, and it ain't but a 40-hour course. So it's all about how quickly you can knock out the 40 hours. So we've had
Okay.
people that have done it in a week. We have people that have done it in 2 weeks, some in 3 weeks. But it ain't, if you do like so many hours a day, you have it knocked out, and then you go take the state exam, because the course is designed to help you pass the state exam the first time.
Okay.
So, and then once you pass the state exam, you become a licensed insurance agent. You get your fingerprinting done. Once that's done, then they'll send you your licensing number. Then we can get you hired with Senior Life, and we will train you initially for 3 days and help you get up and going. So this is not a long process. It's an easy process, and we'll work with you. We'll walk you through it. We're going to help you become a top producer. We're going to help you make the kind of money you want to make and need to make. I'm telling you what, this is a game changer. If you do this, it's a game changer.
Absolutely, yes. And that's what I was going to ask, because I live in Texas, and right now, like what I do, I've been working remotely. So when I was doing insurance, the property and casualty, I was doing it remotely, and I'm still working remotely. So is that like an opportunity where I can work remotely with Senior Life?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
We got two ways. We got two ways we can do this. You
Huh?
can go and sign somebody up face to face, or you can sit right there in your home and sign them up over the phone.
Okay.
There have been times I've sat in the parking lot of Walmart and signed people up. All you got to have is an iPad
Okay.
and a phone.
Okay.
That's all you need.
Okay.
So it's simple. It's not hard.
Absolutely, yes. Well,
That's so
definitely.
good. And Melissa, if you can pass property and casualty, life and health is a breeze. Life and
That
health,
was
you're gonna be
hard.
like kindergarten.
Yeah, that's what's like, oh my God, that exam was so hard, but I thank God I passed it. The first time I didn't, but you know what? I was like, I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna keep
That's
going.
so good.
Second time, okay, I missed it by one. Third time, I passed it. I was happy. I hugged the ladies at the place. I hugged them. They're like surprised. I was like, I'm happy I passed my exam. It was so hard. And honestly, I didn't, with the agency that hired me, I didn't get a course. They didn't pay for a course. They just gave me a binder with a whole bunch of a stack of papers where I was lost. I was new to insurance. I didn't know anything about it. So I just pretty much did my own research on YouTube. I watched videos, listened to different information, took my own notes, and I did it. I passed it, It was
That's
hard.
awesome.
It was
You're gonna
hard, but
find
I
this to
passed
be
it.
easier.
So
This
I'm
is definitely
hoping
be
this one would be better and easier. So I'm sure
it's
I can
easier.
pass it.
Awesome. Well, I'll get
You
that
will.
flyer to you too as soon as we get off
Oh,
of here.
yes.
And then thank you for your question. Did anybody else have any questions before we let Jesse go? Because he's still in the field, so he's probably chomping at the bit to go make money. So I just want to make sure we get everybody. Anybody else have questions before we go?
Nope.
Okay. Well,
Ask
if
me the
not,
question.
I know, right? So
I
I
have
want
one
to
more
thank.
question though. So
Okay.
like starting, because I know every like company is different. So like I'll be new to life insurance, but like starting with the company, like if all goes well, hope to God and everything. Like when it comes to like the training, is it like paid training or is it just like how does that work when you get on board?
Right. It's not paid training,
Okay.
but it's training that's designed to get you up and going within 3 days or less.
Okay.
So you can quickly start making money. So it's not going to be a long drawn out process. That's
Okay.
our goal, is to get you to get your first 3 initial day of training, and then once you get that training down, then we want to get you out there making money.
Okay.
So
Got it.
that's the goal. That's the goal.
Okay.
It's not going to be a long process, but it's not paid training, no, man.
Okay, but then that's why y'all have everything, the support and all the
Yes, yes,
resources to
yes,
help to start selling policies
yes.
basically and start making the revenue and stuff, the income.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. Because listen, our market, our target market is the senior market. So you're gonna be dealing with seniors, and
Okay.
all they want is somebody to love on them and help them get a
Mhm.
policy.
Yes,
That's
I've
all they.
experienced that talking to a lot of my customers. I built a rapport, and a lot of them, they were elderly. They always want someone to talk to them. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
good. This will be a good company for me. I pretty much look forward to everything. So I'm gonna go ahead. I thank you for everything, for all the information. It was very helpful. Took my notes. So I'll let Miss Garlinda reach out to me, or if I have any other questions, I'll reach out to either one of y'all. But yeah, if y'all can get that flyer for the course, that way I
Okay,
can
we'll
get
get you
that
today.
started. That'll be the next step for me.
We'll get it to you
Awesome. We'll
today.
get it done. Well, Jesse, thank you. Melissa, thank you. Nikisha, I'm going to go through Tasha, Marsha, I believe Serenity, Novella, Pastor Amy. Thank you guys. And Tasha, I think I said, thank you for being on here on tonight. And thank you everyone over on Facebook. Jesse, you're awesome. You are a rock star. So thank you
To
for
God
being
be the
here with
glory.
us on tonight. And I'll talk to you all soon. God bless you.
Okay.
God bless you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
God bless
God
everyone. We
bless.
love you
Yeah.
guys.